American Federation of Teachers was not a political force at the very beginning because one reason was they were in Chicago. Selma Borchardt was a well-respected lawyer, was actually allowed to argue in front of the Supreme Court, but she always remained a teacher. The AFT realized they had a very smart woman who was based in Washington, D.C. and knew how to talk to congressmen.
Through Selma Borchardt, they almost have their own lobbying firm in Washington.
Working with the AFL, she tried to get laws passed initiated for children's rights, lobbied for federal aid for teachers' salaries, fought for and got legislation passed to eradicate adult illiteracy. But one of her finest moments was when Selma Borchardt first saw what we now call the GI Bill. Officers were the only ones allowed to have education, and the Army were the ones who picked what kind of education they would get.
Working with the AFL, Selma lobbied Congress to make sure that the opportunity for education was available for all of those who served their country.
Selma Borchardt helped frame the AFT for what it is today, a strong political force fighting for public education and children everywhere.
Political activism was not something that always came easily for AFT members.
Teachers joined the union for professional reasons and for their workday experiences. They did not yet think that really the union should be involved in politics.
And we had to change that. In order to have some influence in the legislative body, you have to have something backing you up, and the backing you up is the political operation.
AFT started a massive support and education program for locals. They helped them set up COPE operations, gave them legal advice, and helped build their political capacity.
The most serious problem that our nation has is inflation.
The fiscal crises of the 70s caused public service funding to collapse, nowhere more so than California, where a billionaire pushed an anti-tax ballot initiative.
And Proposition 13 killed consistency in education in California. Everybody was laid off, including the superintendent sent himself a letter.
A strike helped stabilize employment for San Francisco teachers, but AFT members saw the necessity of political action and started making demands on politicians.
You want our support. You've got to demonstrate to us that you are for saving public education.
AFT would even engage politicians we disagreed with. Ronald Reagan was invited to speak at the 1983 convention.
And he was running counter to everything we believed in. He wanted vouchers, he wanted high-stakes testing. But our members learned something about him and about what we were dealing with in terms of the national political scene. The discipline of the AFT members is phenomenal. When Ronald Reagan came in, he got a standing ovation.
We did have Cuomo answer Reagan.
He came in and he got a much bigger but a great ovation as well, and we said, what union can pull this off except the AFT?
We need to make a change in the White House so we can make some changes in the schoolhouses of the United States of America.
Bill Clinton is the only candidate that really has a plan for turning the country around.
Clinton has a proven record on education.
Clinton has a program for the cities.
His economic program is one that will help working people.
The wonderful thing of my tenure was seeing a point where people did not want to be involved in politics to seeing a full and complete mobilization in 1992.
In the early 90s in Montana, the NEA and AFT affiliates were finding conflict weakened their political power.
Legislators in particular would divide us because they would be happy to see us argue over the same issue. And we wanted to make sure that we didn't effectively spoil the rest of what we were trying to achieve, which is great public schools and good government.
MEA and MFT have been able to find common interests.
After almost a decade of cooperation, MEA and MFT merged in 2000.
We have become a big dog in the state. We can stop just the ridiculous lies that a lot of politicians would have people believe. Legislators have to listen to us from both sides of the aisle. If MEA MFT is calling you, they pick up the phone.
And we will bring about a better future for our children.
Of course we want you to vote for Obama.
100%.
Oh, wow. Hey.
You know what? If we get all the young people to vote, we'll win.
What you see is this amazing, extraordinary effort trying to change America for the good.
Yes, we can.
Over the years,
We've won and lost political battles, but we've always fought for the people we serve, the latitude we need, the tools to succeed, and the respect we deserve. We know that politics directly impacts our members' abilities to do their jobs effectively. In Pennsylvania, Governor Corbett decimated public education with massive cuts. Through our activism, we've made his re-election fight a referendum on public education.
We can go to a better place. We can do better things. We can be a much healthier society.
I know we need a change, and I couldn't live with myself if I didn't help with that.
We need Tom Wolf to get in there and make things better.
Because Governor Corbett has robbed our schools and hurt our children, and we will fill the streets November the 4th.
Our city believes in our public institutions.
The mayoral and city council campaigns in Philadelphia were also critical for the future of public education in the city.
This was born out of our communities, out of our neighborhoods, from kitchen tables, from school classrooms in which we've been organizing for years.
If we win these elections, we can reclaim public education.
And I was all over South Philadelphia, just knocking on doors, talking to people, encouraging people not only to get out, but to knock on their neighbor's door and get their neighbor to go with them.
Tom Wolf has defeated the incumbent Republican Tom Corbett.
Here in Pennsylvania, make sure that education is at the top of the list. We have to invest in it. We have to work together to make sure that we deliver on that promise.